Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Preeti Sharma and I have with me today Dr. Prem Thilak who has got a rank of 2 in the NEET PG 2023. So beyond this, I do not think I want to say anything because students are eagerly waiting to hear from Dr. Prem himself. So over to you, Dr. Prem. A quick introduction about you. Where have you done your MBBS from? And what was your rank? Of course, we know, but what was your score? Everyone's looking out for that.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Delighted to be here on Prepladder. My name is Prem Thilak. I'm an intern. I still have a bit of my internship to go. I'm pursuing my internship from BJ Medical College and Civil Hospital in Ahmedabad. And in the recently concluded NEET PG 2023, I got a score of 721 marks out of 800.
Wow. So 721 out of 800 with rank 2. And of course, as I say, it goes down in history. So you will be a celebrity going forward for whatever you've achieved, and it's commendable. So, a quick
Thank you.
overview of what was your strategy for the 19 subjects. And in that, I would also want you to address what is the importance of grand tests for a student preparing for NEET PG.
Ma'am, I've received actually lots of DMs from juniors and colleagues on how does one plan for NEET PG 23. I think the one-stop solution to this is that there is no one-stop solution
True.
because everyone has to make his or her own strategy. For example, if you take online versus offline teaching, some people like sitting in a classroom and learning, but I was not that sort of guy. I used to sort of fall asleep in classes. And some people like to watch videos, some people like to watch notes, and people ask me what is the best way to do it. There is no single best way to do it, is what I tell them, because I do what I like, and if you do what you like, you do it the way you want it, you are more likely to remember it, and you will like reading it if it is the way you like it. So my first approach was to have a solid base in all the 19 subjects. And if you have a solid base and then you solve as many Q banks and GTs as possible, you are going to improve your score eventually. People are often refrain from giving GTs early on because they feel that they might not get a good rank, which might affect their morale. So
Right.
that is better to have a worse rank in the practice mocks than in the actual thing. So
True.
they are called mock tests and practice GTs for a reason, and that is that you have to give as many as possible. There is no lower limit to starting GTs. I started giving GTs towards the back end of my third MBBS first part, and even I think that was a late, because I know juniors who have been giving it since the latter part of second year. Because let's face it, it's madly competitive out there, and it might not be the most positive note, but it is a practical approach which I feel, because it's very competitive out there, and the competition is only going to increase as batches go on, with next coming people not really sure of what is coming on. One of my friends always used to say that you have to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So if you have to prepare for the worst, you have to start preparing as early as possible.
Really.
The earlier, the better.
Right. So, so clear, crisp, and concise in your approach, which is telling us the qualities of a topper, and that is why you are one, because we can see the clarity in the thoughts that you carry, and you're so clear in terms of what needs to be done and what needs to be ignored. But on that note, Dr. Prem, all of us, including myself, we have, I would say, a lot of thoughts about what a topper is. We some people say there are misconceptions, but I just want you to let us know whether we feel the right way or not. So I've got a set of questions for you, which I'm sure students also want to know because we really want to know, do toppers act that way or not? So first and foremost, were you like a front row student with 100% attendance?
Definitely not. I used to rush early to classes just so I could pick the back benches, because the back benches used to fill early. So I had to rush
Correct.
early to grab one of the back benches. And I've been caught sleeping in more than one class. And regarding attendance, people, if you are anyone's thinking I have a 100% attendance record, I have had to fill reterms for my subjects due to not having sufficient attendance. So in my
Wow.
forensic medicine postings, I had to write extra postmortem reports because I was short on attendance. So
Well, that somewhere comes as a breath of fresh air because, we believe that to be a topper, you have to be a little away from normalcy. And now I'm seeing that everything's just normal about you, like we have in an average student or a below average student. So I believe it's the hard work more than the madness that you have to carry for getting that rank and that score. One more question. Have you ever bunked any class in your MBBS or, school time?
I my school used to be a little strict, but even then I managed to bunk one or two. But in college, I think I bunked more classes than I've attended, to be honest.
Okay, so that's there are too many things about a topper that we are getting to know today. Also, if I ask you like on a serious note, if I would say three words that would define Dr. Prem, could be on a personal front, on a professional front, but three words that could describe you and your personality.
Uh, Football, quizzing, and medicine in that order.
Oh wow, I love the order though. That's fun. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Great. And also, on a lighter note again, if at all out of the 19 subjects you could eliminate one subject, although it's not a practical question, but if you could eliminate that one subject for students from the medical curriculum, which gives us sleepless nights in our NEET PG preparation, what would that be?
I guess it's up to everyone. Some people don't like PSM, some people don't like anatomy. But for me personally, it's ophthalmology, and that might come as a paradox because my highest score in MBBS was in ophthalmology.
Oh, so was
But that's
mine.
but actually it's a
Same. I
subject
even
I
I did not like it too much, but MBBS marks are like that.
I think that's one of the reasons I got one of the highest marks in ophthalmology because I used to work harder out of fear of the subject. So that ended up helping me. But I used to forget whatever I used to read. I had to revise ophthalmology a week or two before the NEET PG 2023 just to make sure I still had it all in there.
Well, most students believe that, something like a biochem or a pharmacology could should be eliminated because that also has a lot of cramming up, but all said and done, we really can't escape any subject. As a doctor, we have to study everything. But yeah, for a NEET PG student, like it was ophthal for you, it used to be pharmacology for me. It's genuinely given me sleepless nights. One last question. If in the future, because I can see you have like a strong hold and command over your language and you're so clear and crisp in your thoughts, if at all you end up ever being an educator or a mentor for students, which would be that one subject that you would like immensely love to teach and put your thoughts across for?
Uh, I'm gonna I'm pursuing medicine, but if I had to teach one subject, it would be microbiology, I guess.
Oh my god.
Because infectious diseases is something that has fascinated me throughout, and because microbiology covers the vast multitude of organisms that can cause diseases, and that is something people might not expect a topic to be associated with it, but I've always liked microbiology, and I've always kept it at the back of my mind that if I had to pick a preclinical subject for want of choice, I would have gone with microbiology.
That's one of the rare students who's ever told me that they like microbiology because, of course, everyone tries to run away from it. But you're very right because microbio genuinely links you with a lot of other subjects, right? And infectious diseases, especially. So, yes, that is right. So, you never know in the future, although you wish to pursue a different branch, but in the future, you never know. We have a great microbiology teacher in front of us who, in the future, is going to help his students, and we would be looking out for that definitely. So one last question, and we would wrap up, not take more of your time. Everyone needs a little time off from study. So, what were your favorite hobbies or some extra co-curricular activities? Football, I believe, was one, as I could assess. But what did you spend your time on when not studying?
uh, like I said, the first thing that jumps to my mind is football. And even a week before the NEET PG, I didn't skip any football matches, which as long as it didn't disturb my sleep schedule.
Right.
So I would watch all matches of my favorite team. I would even go out to play because it used to give me a break from studies and also used to refresh my mind and body and give me good sleep. So that is one. And I used to listen to music and watch web series if I felt like it. But apart from football, I really can't think of anything actually because that's why I
The
placed football at the top of my list.
the fact that you took time out for football is also commendable because most students tend to just dwell into the ocean of only books, and I think that is so not advisable because you need to have a certain time off from all of this to refresh yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So thank you so much, Dr. Prem, for joining us. And it's been a pleasure to interact with you. And I'm sure the students are going to take back the message of not just dwelling into studies all the time, obviously having an extra co-curricular activity, and also being very clear in your approach. That is what I could take back from you, that you have to be extremely crisp, concise, clear, and you need to know what am I wanting for. And also a very important take-home message that we have out here is you need to customize your preparation. One strategy is not going to fit all. You need to see what works for you, and we definitely have a student who has customized his strategy, and it has definitely worked a great lot for him. So thank you so much. All the best for
Yeah.
your future. It was great interacting with you.
Thank you, ma'am. It was
Thank you.
great interacting.
Subscribe and press the bell icon so you never miss an update from Prepladder. Subscribe and press the bell icon so you never miss an update from